we're back. I said it differently.
That was a little different.
A little different this time.
I still don't like it.
We're not live. We're back.
At least it wasn't predictable.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep you on your toes. That's what I'm best at. Kind of like how Rosie kept you on your toes this morning.
Dude, she scared the shit out of me.
Got you good.
So, fun fact for those who don't know. Actually, I don't think anybody knows other than Rosie and me and Pat. Rosie and I had this game. Rosie's Pat's significant other, a.k.a. his better half. And we go into the gym very early in the morning and pretty much no one is there and it's dark.
Yep.
So we try and scare the shit out of each other. And I think she's like 37 to like 3 to me. She got me good today. I think I called her a bitch, so I apologize. Your hair looks like shit. It is what it is, dude.
What are you going to do?
It is what it is.
Can't polish a turd, huh?
I guess not.
All right. Yeah, Rosie
Not even with a purple flannel.
Not even with a purple flannel. Rosie scared you good today.
Dude, she got me.
She did get you. I'm going to trust Sarno Sound Solutions, but I feel like I'm low, but I'm going to trust him. He said, don't.
You might be low on your headphones.
He
you
said,
could turn your headphone
don't
up.
touch it. I'm not going to touch anything.
That doesn't affect the recording, though.
I'm not going to touch.
Shout out to Sarno Sound Solutions. If you guys didn't realize, we're starting to sound a little bit better and better each episode. Mm-hmm. He even threw out some sound effects last time, man. He's getting good.
It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
People thought that it was us. Like, oh, dude, that was so funny when the sound effect went off, you know?
We had no idea.
Dude, I couldn't do that if you...
If you think we listened back to that whole episode before we posted it, you are sadly mistaken because we had no idea there was a sound effect coming.
Surprise!
That was just as much news to us as it was to you guys.
Speaking of news, dude.
Now that I'm in a microphone right now, for all of you that thought Rihanna was actually singing at the Super Bowl, I hope you're watching. If you're not watching...
I didn't watch, so now I'm confused with what you're going to get at
this
here.
segment really quickly. But if you're watching on YouTube right now, let's play a little game. I'm talking into the microphone, and I'm talking over here, and I'm talking into the microphone, and I'm talking over here. Do you hear the difference there? She wasn't singing.
Hey, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But I think that whatever you just said does no merit. Because we've already admitted 1,000 times we know nothing about sound production.
But listen.
A. B. I do believe that, yes, 99.9% of singers are all lip singing,
they're all
right?
lip-singing.
But who are we to say? We had the wrong microphones for the first 6 episodes.
I always thought it was lip singing. It's syncing. You're syncing your lips to the music.
I think it could be either or.
It could be either or.
Yeah. Or either or.
Or either or. Poor performance regardless. I know you all were wondering our opinion on the topic.
Big letdown for me in the Super Bowl, man.
Big old letdown.
Can't believe I missed it. Shucks.
Another year missed the Super Bowl.
Missed.
I guess I'm going to start watching next year. Fingers crossed. All right, moving on. I just want to give that little tidbit out.
I don't know.
Because speaking of that significant other of mine who thought it was a brilliant performance, I just had to...
Oh, that's how it got brought up? I didn't know she thought it was a brilliant performance.
She got mad at me for ruining her performance because I kept pointing out the fact that she had a belly and that she wasn't performing.
You were hating on the pregnant woman?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Listen.
Were you expecting me to defend myself? Because I'm not going.
I thought on camera maybe you would have.
Nope.
But it's even better that you didn't.
Yep. Yes, I was.
Listen, and for anyone who's going to get upset that he was talking shit about a pregnant woman.
I don't want to get upset. I hope.
Who knows, dude? You never know how these people are these days.
After last week's episode, I'm in the hot seat as it is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You're such a dick.
Sorry, man. Facts are facts.
I asked other people. They agreed with me.
They didn't think it out. Because once I explained, at least the people that you asked in front of me, once I give explanation, it changes.
I flip-flopped my answer too. I did decide. But you know what the big thing was?
Dude, you know what the big thing is?
What?
You can't get over that you said that you wanted to sleep with your parents.
Set me up, you son.
Roll up your sleeves.
You set me up, you son. Yeah, listen, I flip-flopped my answer back. And I answered very quickly because the difference between...
You planned this, didn't you? You're like, before we actually start this episode, I'm going to figure out a way to redeem myself.
Remember when I told you that I had a topic I want to talk about?
This was it?
This. No. This is what I meant by it. No, I don't want to get into it, actually.
Whatever,
it was a funny clip.
Regardless, what I was going to say before you cut me off,
yeah.
Okay, to try and redeem yourself, which you didn't technically redeem yourself because you didn't really explain anything, was the little that we did talk about the Super Bowl, even though I didn't watch. Mm-hmm. I think we're both in agreement that It's nothing about her going on and performing as pregnant. It's going up to the point where you can't actually put a performance on.
Right.
It would have been way more respectful to be like, hey, listen, I appreciate you guys asking me, but I'm not going to be able to give the show that you guys deserve and the fans deserve. So put me in contract next year. Let's get somebody else in there because I'm pregnant and not telling anyone yet.
That's where I stood. I think people were like, how noble of her to do that. And I was like, no, it's not noble. No, we're expecting
she was
a performance.
supposed to entertain at the most
like if somebody,
viewed sports event in the fucking country.
I was about to say wrong. I thought you were going to say world. And I was going to
No, I know.
Big wrong like, there.
Dude, Pele died. Soccer's big now. Whatever.
It's always been big. Like if somebody broke their foot and they're like, oh, I can't perform. You'd be like, yep, you can't perform. Don't go up there because you can't put on a show. You're supposed to put on a show.
Unless you're Drake.
That's my 2 cents. Does he perform without feet?
He performed on crutches one of his first or second tours. He
so
fell
like
off
how
stage.
I automatically assumed he performed without feet. Not that he was on crutches.
He lost his feet because Degrassi.
He didn't have legs. He performed without.
He had legs, dude.
No, he didn't have legs. He was in a wheelchair. I never saw the show.
We're going to start this off.
Back to the questions.
Questions that you guys keep giving. I'm not going to lie. They started getting good and then they got really weak.
Yeah. Step up your game.
So whether you like them or not, these are the best 3 that we got this week. So again, we don't care if they're for entertainment purposes. We don't care if you guys are looking for educational stuff. Fire away.
But what we're not looking for, should we even say it? Because then they're going to send more of them.
No.
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, just give us something good. I don't care what genre it is, but it's got to be good. I don't want to care, like, who's the last person you text? Like, probably Pat or my wife. Or Sarno Sound Solutions, because those are probably the only 3 people that I talk to. So, anyways.
All right, let's jump into question 1.
Really curious to see what your answer is for this one.
Okay.
The worst trouble you got into as a kid. And as kid, because I got in a lot of trouble.
I've done some bad things.
I've done some things. Where are we cutting this off? Like, what after 18? After 21? Are we talking like kid, like 10 years old? Like, what are we doing here?
I think I would still consider anyone under 21 a kid. I still call most people kids, to be honest.
I still consider everyone who's like 30 and younger a kid, but yeah.
But for the sake of the question, I feel like we should.
Under 21.
Or under 18 or something like that, yeah.
We'll pick. Because I have a history of events that happened from 18 to 21.
I don't think I did anything different between 18 and 21.
I don't think you did anything different from fucking 1 to 30.
I had a bad temper. That's about it. The worst trouble I got into as a kid.
Let's hear it, dude.
Actual trouble. We're not talking like pranks. I was a prankster.
No.
Actual trouble.
Trouble.
I got pulled over one time when I was like 13 for riding my bike on the wrong side of the road. That's a real.
Hold on.
That's a real story.
I was waiting for like a punchline or something.
Nope. That's it.
That's the worst trouble you got into?
That's the story.
I didn't know they would actually even pull somebody over for that. Like sirens and all.
I was in at a campground.
Okay.
My uncle and aunt's campground, and
they own it.
Yeah, they own the whole thing. And I was riding my bike back from like the general store or something that they have in this campground at like 7 a.m. because Fat Pat probably went to get Pop-Tarts or something.
Or like a glazed donut.
They're
honey buns.
Yep, they're probably. It might have been honey buns. Now that you said that, an iced Hostess honey bun was on my diet for
in a bag that's been sitting on a shelf for 6 months.
Yep, the wrapper stuck to the icing.
Yep. It's still fucking up right now.
Probably that exact thing. I was, probably didn't want to eat eggs like everybody else. I was riding my bike at 7 a.m. and I was on the wrong side of the road and a cop legitimately like pulled me over and they're like, "What lot are you from?" And I was like, 7. And they were like, "There's 456 lots here. Like you're in lot 7." And I was like, "I don't know. I don't go here." And then they literally followed me back on my bike.
They probably thought that you stole the Hostess cupcake thing.
Maybe. Or they probably thought, why is there a kid out at 7? It was maybe even earlier than that. Oddly enough, as a child, super early riser.
Really?
Super early.
Usually fat people don't get up early.
Usually fat people are lazy and they don't do a lot of things.
That's what I'm saying. And then you're riding a bike on top of it.
I was on a bike, Montar.
And it's okay to fat shame because you were fat.
I was
Pat.
that, yeah. I don't really understand why that whole thing happened, but I was, pulled over for riding the bike backwards.
Man.
Not backwards,
Such
on
a
the wrong side of the
fucking
road.
derelict you were, dude.
I honestly can't think of a single other thing that I've done besides that.
Like, you never got in trouble from your parents, dude?
I get grounded because I had like a really bad temper. I'd break stuff. Dude, I'd just be like on the golf course with my dad and just snap a club over my knee. And
You were a strong little chubby boy.
I was. Well, golf clubs are not, believe it or not.
I never tried to break one.
They're really,
Believe it or not, I never tried to break one.
let me tell you, they break real easy. I've broken many a golf clubs.
When you did good, did you ride it? Like,
yep, just like Happy Gilmore. Yep. I don't honestly, as funny as that story was, I really don't know of any actual
trouble.
I didn't really get expelled from school or grounded for anything crazy. I lived in a bubble for most of my life, so
you still live in a bubble.
I was going to say I'm currently in that.
Let's not lie to people. You still live in a bubble. If you guys have not, I've probably said this because it's my true belief, but if you guys have not yet seen the movie Bubble Boy, go watch it, and that is Pat's
Jake
life.
Gyllenhaal, that's me.
Yep.
My parents lied to me and told me that I had a disease. Man, I'm really sorry, but I honestly think that's the only answer I have.
Well, thanks for the entertainment, dude. I really don't even know where to start with mine. There's so many. I'm trying to think like what the worst would be or what people would consider the worst. Mm-hmm. I was a good person. I just did a lot of fucked up shit.
You're like the more dangerous version of me.
Yeah, something like that. Like my mom, man, the shit I put her through.
Who's listening right now?
Oh, she's for sure listening.
Hey, Mom.
She's probably saying 37 stories right off the top of her head that I probably don't even remember.
You asked that question, and she started having flashbacks like, nah.
For sure. She's probably crying and pouring a glass of Pinot right now.
Give me one. Come on.
Shut up, Mom.
Shut up, Mom.
Salud. I'll drink with you on this
probably,
one.
Yeah.
Worst trouble, if we're going under 21. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, so many, dude. Shit.
Just pick one.
You probably know more than me.
It already beats mine, whatever it is.
I mean, I didn't really show up to school, but I guess that's not really trouble. That was just annoying my parents. They really got pissed off with that. This probably isn't the worst trouble because I got in trouble often, but more of an entertaining story, though, would probably be when I got arrested on the way home from ISU.
Super speed.
I was like 18 or 19.
You were going supersonic.
Yeah. I overslept. I had to go back on a Sunday and open up the pizzeria for my dad and do a catering party. And, dude, the police report is like this thick. For people not watching, it's pretty thick. And I didn't know they were trying to stop me. I just woke up and I'm like, shit, I got an hour to make a 2-hour drive. Let's go. So I got in my car, and at the time I was young and dumb and had fast cars and motorcycles and whatever. So I was flying, and my car was topped out at like, I think it was like 148, and it was just redlined. And I was just going, you're in cornfields, dude, right? So I'm just
made that drive.
Flying. There's nobody there, right?
Yeah, I know.
Every now and then you'd see a semi truck. I'd swerve, pass them, keep going, whatever.
Yep.
Well, one of these guys, I think they got a little pissed off. Not think they did. They called me in, and I didn't know, but there was police officers like sheriffs or highway patrol, whatever, hiding in the cornfields, right? So I was passing them at 150 miles an hour, and they were at a dead stop. So I didn't know they were there. They're just a blur. But they're pulling out and they're chasing me, and I have no idea, dude. I had Lil Wayne blasting, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just going. Finally, I get to like more of a congested area, and I have to start slowing down, and I see these lights coming up in my mirror. I'm like, oh shit, so I'm slowing down. And as he gets closer to me, I'm like, whatever, dude, I'm doing 85 and a 65. He's gonna give me a ticket. I'll be on my way. Not knowing the guy's been chasing me for a half hour, right? Helicopters above me as I'm pulled over now. I'm like, oh shit, like what the hell's going on? Like, do they think I'm someone else? I pull over.
They thought you were running something.
Oh, dude, the questions were insane. Pull over. 1 car shows up, 2 cars shows up, 3 cars show up. Guns out, dude. Throw the keys out of the car. And I'm laughing at this point because I'm like, they for sure got the wrong guy. This guy's got me at 85 miles an hour. Like, they don't do this for 20 miles over the speed limit, right?
In the country, they do.
Guess so. They had nothing better to do. So they literally, I threw the keys out of the car, and I'm just like, all right, like whatever. pulled me out of my car, fucking threw me up against the hood, searched me, everything like that. Where's the drugs? I'm like, no drugs, sir, you know? And like, again, like I'm giggling. He's like, you think this is funny? You put our lives at risk. You think this is funny? I'm like, sir, no disrespect. I'm like, I was doing 85 and a 65. Like, give me a ticket. I'm not going to argue with you.
Whose lives were at stake?
I was speeding. Give me the ticket. I think this is a little unnecessary, you know? Search the whole car, search me, had dogs come, helicopters still going, whatever.
Did you get to do me one favor?
Yeah.
A little less. That's very hard for us to do because of our heritage. A little less movement.
Why?
Because.
Oh, the lighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got new lights. I don't know if you guys noticed, but
hopefully
I'm moving them.
Hopefully it looks better.
Anyways, so long story short, because I can keep going, they search me, whatever, and they tell me that they've been chasing me for 17 miles, and I kept passing car after car after car. They had stopped for me. They said the next exit, they had like those spikes out for me. And whatever. So long story short, they thought that I was trying to escape from something. They brought me in for questioning. They're like, we want to know if you can know any meth suppliers in the area. We'll let you go right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I don't know anybody, you know, like I was out at ISU. I overslept. I have to open up my dad's restaurant. That's it, you know? They didn't believe me, whatever. They kept me in holding for 8 hours. I had to call my dad. I'm like, I'm not making it. He's like, what happened? I'm like, got arrested for speeding. He goes, you're a jackass, and just hung up the phone, and that was it. So I spent 8 hours there. I had to bail myself out, had to drive another hour or get a taxi another hour to go get my car out of the impound and then drive back. But yeah, that was fun. And that led to me losing my license for 4 years.
We've talked about you not having a license on the podcast before.
Well, there's the background story.
That's why.
Yeah. Obviously, there was a lot of moving violations prior to that, but that was like the final icing out of the cake. They wrote me like, I think it was like 7-something tickets, including reckless driving and stuff like that. And yeah, I couldn't really escape that one. So that was fun. Anyways, that was probably the most impactful worst trouble that I got in at under 21 due to the fact that it really made me value a license and driving well and stuff like that. After that, I got rid of the motorcycles, the fast cars, and just chilled.
So basically we had the same experience.
Yeah, essentially, dude.
Cool.
All right, next one we got. Ass or tits?
Ass.
Wow. This is really
easy.
This is really easy. We both know our answer. Do we have to go into full detail to explain to the people why we have our answer the way that we do?
You could do whatever you want. This is our show. I'm going to go ass.
Yeah, I'm a butt guy.
I'm a butt guy, dude.
Because I can't say that word. I have to say butt.
Yeah.
I wish these people would ask questions for me.
Yeah.
Well, I can say them too. But they are on your Instagram, so I guess that makes sense. They ask that way.
Maybe you should.
You can build a butt.
You can build a butt. You cannot build titties.
Yep.
You could buy them.
And if you're purchasing one or the other,
fake boobs are way better than fake butts.
Exactly. So
fake
it's got
butts,
to be
100% just look stupid because
like a diaper.
9 out of 10 times, yes, it looks like a diaper because there's no development of the actual hamstrings, the abductors, the quadriceps.
Yep.
So it literally just looks like sticks on top of a diaper. You look like a bug's life.
Yeah. Or like a ostrich or something.
Sure.
Really skinny legs.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Shake your tail feather.
Butt.
Yeah, butt, definitely.
Yep. That was easy.
All right.
Man, for how much detail we went into the first one, that was an easy one.
That was so easy. All right. What is your opinion on growth hormone and insulin, and do any of your athletes use either? Roll them up, daddy.
Let me tell you what I think.
You going or me?
No, you can go.
What is my opinion on growth hormone and insulin? I think they're both some of the best tools to be utilized in bodybuilding. I think that growth hormone for sure, especially if you have a source for pharmaceutical growth hormone and it's real pharmaceutical growth hormone. I think that it literally is almost a necessity. It's going to make everything work better. It's going to make recovery better. It's going to allow you to utilize other substances at a way lower dose and get way more out of it. There's just so many benefits, but again, people have this misconception of it, but that's people who don't understand it, right? It's definitely one of the safest drugs out there to be utilized in bodybuilding. Insulin, again, it is the most anabolic drug out there. I think that, again, when properly used, it plays a huge role in bodybuilding. But again, if done the right way, if done safely. So yes, I do have athletes who utilize both or one or the other. We'll get into that and how to coincide the two and why in a whole different
They do
episode.
get bunched together for some reason when you really don't need both. There's synergistic effects of having both of them
but
sure.
Also depending on the doses that you're using growth hormone and the duration, you may need insulin to keep insulin sensitivity.
Sure. But I don't think it's absolutely necessary.
No, you could benefit with just insulin, or you could benefit with just growth hormone for sure, 100%.
But the way, even just the way the question was worded, it makes me
the
feel,
way they worded it.
I think people just think
they
they're
think that
two
they
in the
have
same.
to be done together. Yeah. Correct. But yeah, so long story short, I do think that they play their role. I do think that they're very beneficial, and I do have athletes who do utilize them. But at the end of the day, I don't know your take on it, but I don't think that anybody should use growth hormone, insulin, or if you listened to a couple episodes ago, any PEDs, whatsoever. I don't think that anybody should utilize them without proper education for themselves, understanding what they're doing and how they're doing it and why they're doing it, and also without proper guidance, right? So if I have a client that comes to me and says, hey, like I was working with XB or this guy or whatever, you know.
Did you almost just say someone's name?
No.
Oh.
I was going to say XBC, but I meant ABC. Don't get there, dude.
I'm going to try and think of subliminally what you were saying.
Try and figure it out.
Extreme
Yes.
beta.
So if someone comes to me and say, hey, I was working with this person, they had me running this. Typically, I'm very happy that they came to me because the way that a lot of these things, not just growth hormone insulin, but because that's the question, we'll just stick with growth hormone insulin, but the way that people are having people utilize them is just wrong and incorrect. A lot of people don't understand how these drugs actually work in the body. They don't understand the pharmacology. They don't understand what they actually do once in your system. They don't understand what they do with other things. And there's a lot of people out there who aren't ready to use things like insulin. Growth hormone, you could pretty much use and not hurt yourself, right? But insulin is one of those things that it could be the most beneficial thing to your bodybuilding career, but it could also kill you and your career, right? So if you do it incorrectly, there's big consequences. And I think that a lot of people aren't ready to use it. Yeah. Like if I have someone who is using it and they come to me from a different coach and all of a sudden I see that this person can't even follow a diet and they keep making errors.
Sure.
I'm pulling
Definitely not.
I am fucking pulling it because guess what? You miss carb timing. You miss it, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. Bad things can happen. So I think that they both play a role, but you need to know how to do them correctly. So you need to be working with a professional who truly has an understanding of these drugs.
Yeah, it's funny when I just even hearing the question like this, and as you were talking, I clearly wasn't listening. I just kept replaying the question in my head to myself. But it is funny when we get questions like this, and they're so like black and white. Like, what's your view? Expecting us to say like yes or no. Like most of these compounds or drugs that you're hearing about, they can have some sort of effect.
For sure.
And they can have some sort of danger to them. There's not many that even I'm sure argue that whoever came to you or has come to me from somebody else and they're saying they're on a certain thing, I don't think I've ever seen something and be like, wow, how ridiculous that they're taking that one thing. I think it might be ridiculous when someone's taking something that doesn't coincide with their goals or doesn't coincide with what they're eating or doesn't coincide with their training. But I don't think there's any hard and fast rules. Like it was almost worded as if we were going to say, no, those are awful. I would never recommend them to somebody.
No.
It just depends on what this person is doing, right? And like looking from somebody trying to...
I'm so happy you said that, not to cut you off, because if I had someone that told me that they have no desire to be a pro bodybuilder and they want to utilize growth hormone and insulin, I'd say, why? Don't do it.
Right. And that's why like there was never...
aging purpose, so I say, go ahead, go for growth hormone.
Sure.
But
the insulin part, why? So, and that's what it's like when we get these questions, it does kind of feel almost black and white. Like they're expecting an answer of like absolutely yes or absolutely no, with no gray area or in between. we specialize with bodybuilders. We have clients of all different kinds of goals or with all different types of goals. We love bodybuilding. We specialize in bodybuilding. So like when we get a question like this, it really just depends on the person and if they need it or not. And like you said, you wouldn't recommend it to somebody who's not a bodybuilder, but that doesn't mean you would recommend it to every bodybuilder either. It really depends.
Correct.
What they're looking to do. And I think now that we live in the day where it's more discussed, steroids, it's more, I don't want to say in to talk about them, but they're more openly talked about. We hear these things and they get thrown around here and there. And then there's all these misconceptions that get thrown around about all these different compounds and drugs and stacks and diets for that matter, whether it's not even a drug, it's a diet or it's a training style. And there's so much out there, but what matters more is who you're getting
the information from.
Yeah. And it's like, it's like that would be I would have a hard and fast rule of no if you were a bodybuilder going to a fitness influencer who weighs 185 pounds and has abs, and you're getting recommendations from him to take growth hormone and insulin, who's never competed or never done anything like that, and just, yeah, no, you should take this, because I believe there's no merit behind it. So where's
his credibility?
Making a very long-winded answer to what you just said is, I know the question was almost worded black and white, but like, think about where it's coming from. Think about who you're getting the information from. Think about if it's credible, if you're getting actual, and why you're getting it. Why do you actually need it? Is it serving a purpose for you? Is that specific?
Again? Yeah. So for the person who is asking the question, obviously they have interest in it. So I think what Pat's trying to get at is, if you're just seeing online or seeing some influencer or somebody saying that you need to use it because it's got so many benefits, don't use it. Yeah. If it's something that actually interests you and you've done some research on your own, contact a professional like Pat or I or anybody else that you feel comfortable asking, right? Mm-hmm. And talk about your goals and what you're trying to accomplish for yourself, and then work into it. You know, a lot of people just want to do things because other people are saying it, or other people are doing it, but they don't. Right. A lot of these people don't understand it. Like, I've seen programs from people who have insulin utilized or stuff like that, and it's not necessary. It's for somebody who's just starting. It's for somebody who's not eating that much food. Like, one of the biggest benefits of insulin is the fact that a lot of these bodybuilders are pushing so much food at such high volumes, especially carbs, right? That they don't realize that insulin is being implemented to actually take stress off the body and how hard the pancreas has to work. And, it's actually benefiting you, right? It's actually preventing negative things to happen with the way that your body is processing certain foods, right? Again, there's still risk if done incorrectly, but that's why you have to understand these drugs. You can't just go to anybody and start utilizing it, Right. And to your point, there's just so much information out there that I think people just grab onto, not just even drugs, right?
Yeah, I was going to say
this from training to nutrition, that they're just following, and nothing. I'm going to use influencer like you did, right? Mm-hmm. Not saying that there's no influencers that don't have any credibility, right? I'm sure there's people who lived the life for 20 years and they don't want to be competitors and whatever, and they do know what they're talking about, right? But 9 out of 10 out of there just know how to market themselves. They've created a following, but they've been doing this for 1 or 2 years. They haven't done it all. They haven't experienced with the drugs. They haven't experienced with nutrition. They haven't experienced with different training protocols, not only for themselves, but with other people. Right. What I may do for me, it might not work for you, right? And you have to start working with different body types, different personalities, and find out how to coach different types of people. Right. Just because this guy looks good in his Alpha Elite gear, and he's got, 250,000 followers, and he's got meal plans for $99 a month, does not mean he knows how to get you in shape. Yeah. Just because you like the way that somebody's back looks doesn't mean that you should train your back exactly like how they train their back. Yeah. And I know that this can go both ways, right? Because you could say the same thing about a bodybuilder, or you can say the same thing about Greg or I. Just because we train our back a certain way doesn't mean
you should either. And we don't say that. When we do, we hardly ever do it. But when we do post a back workout, we're not saying this is the only way to train your back. We're telling you how we personally train our back because it's
for a certain period of time.
Right.
We experiment with different things,
but,
you know.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, and it baffles me that there gets so much credibility is given to people just because of their clout, their influence online. And it's like, why? Now, this is not even on the topic of the question anymore, but why would you believe an influencer who has no merit behind what they've created compared to like a bodybuilder? I know I'm a little biased here because I'm a bodybuilder, but why in the world would you trust an influencer over a bodybuilder if your goal is to change your body in any way?
Bingo.
It makes no sense. First of all,
go ahead.
I'm going to go for a little bit.
All right.
First of all, if there's some influencer with, what'd you say, 250,000 followers,
yeah, sure.
500,000 followers, 1 million followers, if you think you're getting a customized meal plan from someone who has 250,000 followers or whatever it is, you're delusional. You got a screw loose or something. People with that many followers are getting hundreds of requests. They don't have time in their day to write you an individual meal plan or individual training program.
Correct.
You're just getting the same copy paste program that everybody else is getting.
And to play devil's advocate.
Okay, go ahead, play it.
Maybe the guy with 250K, okay, let's say he's got 10%, engagement, right? Yeah. And let's say,
that's pretty high.
So that's 25,000 people are engaging in this shit,
that's
right?
A lot.
So let's say, dude, even another 10%, if 10% of his 10%,
right?
Okay, you're talking 2,500 people are inquiring about training programs.
Hey, dude, do you have 2,500 clients?
Do you know how many hours a week I fucking email people? And I understand I have in-person clientele as well, and so do you, right? Yep. But because my online business has grown, I stopped taking clients in the afternoon and only do morning. And I still have a hard time keeping up with shit. I do not have thousands of online clients. So I was going to say maybe the guy with 250, if he has a very low engagement, he might be. But for sure, these guys that have 500,000 or girls, 1 million followers, do you know the kind of traffic their inbox is getting? There is not a chance in hell that these are the people that are actually answering your questions.
No way.
I know some of these people. They are outsourcing this shit.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're not getting their information. You're not getting... Well, they don't even have information to give you.
They don't have information.
They don't have information to give you anyway.
They have a name.
They just look a certain way.
They have a name. They have a look. People know they're marketable, right? Other people say, hey, listen, we're going to give you money. You're going to promote yourself. You're going to do A, B, and C, D, E, F, G. Mm-hmm. And they're essentially running a business, right?
Yep.
They're not doing anything. They're taking pictures, and all of these emails and everything else are going to other people.
Yeah. And they're also taking pictures because, circling back to them not being bodybuilders, they're taking pictures and editing them and making you believe they look a certain way that they don't actually look. And I'm not sticking up for all bodybuilders and saying all bodybuilders don't edit their photos, because and again, of course some bodybuilders do.
He is generally speaking. We're not saying every single person does this. It's an influencer. Yes,
not every
We're saying 9 out of 10.
Yes, not every influencer is bad. Not every bodybuilder is good. There are bad bodybuilders
for
just
sure.
like there are bad influencers. And I'm sure there are good ones too. I'm just speaking strictly from a numbers game, I guess.
You're a numbers man.
I am a numbers man the past couple of weeks. It doesn't make sense to me. You're going to trust somebody who's never proven that they look a certain way. That's never proven that they've made progress.
And let's be honest, right? Like a lot of these people got to where they are solely on genetics, not hard work, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
well, that's
you take someone like a Christian Guzman, and nothing against him. I don't really follow him much, right?
Yeah.
I more so follow his wife.
Sure.
You made that face, but sure. I thought you were going to judge me for that. I was like, dude, come on, bro.
No.
Anyways.
I don't think... Because he does compete. Which
hold
makes
on.
Go ahead.
I'm not done. So you have someone like Christian Guzman, though, who, yes, competed, looks great, whatever. Mm. But he's someone who you could just tell genetically, right?
Yeah.
Genetically, he can do whatever he wants, and he's going to have abs. He's going to be in shape, right?
Sure.
Now, he's someone who has actually gone through the process, who actually has competed, right?
Right.
But think about the reason, this is why I use him as an example. Think about everything this man has going on in his life between clothing companies, online coaching, Alpha Elite, the gyms, like whatever, right?
Yep.
There's not a chance in hell he has time to answer all these emails.
No, and I don't know if he's one who specifically talks
Again, I
about
don't really follow his shit,
I don't know
so
if he
I don't
coaches
know. I
anymore,
was just
but
using
he's
a well-known influencer off the
Yes.
top of my head. Right?
I don't know if he does the coaching anymore, so I'm not going to pick on him specifically. But yes, that would be the magnitude of what we're speaking of.
For sure.
There's no way that somebody doing all of that has the ability to create
No.
any programs for somebody.
No. And if they have time to sit there and do photo shoots on top of their cars all day, every day, they're probably not answering your emails. A.
Yeah.
B, a lot of these influencers, guess what? Anything that they do know, they probably got from idolizing a bodybuilder.
Or from whoever they
Someone
pay.
who's walked the walk.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Or they're paying a bodybuilding coach that's giving them that information in the first place. It just if somebody, and again, I know that I'm generalizing here, and you could say whatever you want about it. I could care less.
Talk your shit, dude.
Somebody who could post a
Spit your
picture,
game, talk
somebody
your
who could
shit.
post a picture of their back, right? An influencer, no merit behind
You
the
love this
actual
back stuff, huh?
Well, it's just an example. Let's say legs then.
Yeah, post their legs, dude.
Somebody posts a picture of their legs. Legs look good. This is how I train my legs. Work with me. Buy my ebook and get legs like this, right? Those are just either his or hers God-given genetic gift. I don't know, like go in a totally different direction. We're talking like bodybuilding.
Penis.
And I think of men bodybuilding.
Oh,
Women. Buy my booty blasting ebook.
yep.
First, that's probably a God.
How many have you bought?
That's at least 3. I have no butt. One, it's God given. That's just what your butt looks like genetically. And now you're trying to make money off of how it looks genetically. 2, you photoshopped your pictures to make it look a certain way, and now you're selling a program from that thing. Where, in the argument I'm trying to make here is, why wouldn't you listen to a female bodybuilder who has built her butt, and then not only just built it on her own, because she might have genetics that make it look a certain way. She might Photoshop a picture to make it look a certain way. But the difference is the bodybuilder has to get on stage and show it off.
Yep.
You can't argue the fact that like a Olympia level bikini girl who goes and builds her butt to look a certain way compared to an influencer
Yes.
who just takes pictures online.
Perfect example. You could say she might Photoshop her daily pictures or whatever to make them more presentable online, right? But at the end of the day, she's placing the way she's placing because guess what? When you get on stage, it's not Photoshopped. The judges are actually seeing what she developed over time from hard work and dedication.
Whether she did develop it or she didn't develop it. Did you get better or did you not get any better?
Yep.
Are you going to place higher or are you going to place worse? And I would rather take that information, whether that bodybuilder knows nothing, at least they went through the process. At least they know what it takes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make more sense to invest your time or money into somebody who either 1, knows the information to get there, or 2, at least went through the process to get there, rather than somebody who's probably just sitting at home taking pictures and a couple of workout videos to go along with it and telling you to buy their ebook or whatever, sign up for their course for $50 a month to get the newest booty blasting workouts. You know what I mean?
Dude, I know what you mean. My mind wants to go so many ways with this. It's just, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I don't get how people feed into it. But at the same time, the people who are brand new to this,
Right.
I do see how they're easily swindled, right?
Right.
But the funny thing is I see people following and glorifying these guys and girls who probably know more than them or have at least done it longer than them or have actually walked through the process, right?
Right.
But just because this person has more followers than them, all of a sudden they're like, well, they probably know more than me. I'm going to do whatever this guy's saying to do.
Right. And I'm not even using these examples for somebody who wants to be a bodybuilder. I'm using these examples for someone who doesn't want to be a bodybuilder. But because people with lifestyle goals who just want to be in better shape or look a certain way, it still doesn't make sense to me why you would trust the person that, for all you know, hasn't put in any of the work to look a certain way, right? Even if you're just Chris who wants bigger biceps, right? instead of following the kid who just genetically has good biceps, wouldn't it make sense to follow the guy who gets on stage and has better arms over the years and has done the work to show that, rather than somebody who could just be sitting at home editing their photos and making their arms look a certain way?
100%.
And that's what kind of baffles me. And I know that that's just part of the fitness industry, and the fitness industry has changed to push influencers because they have more of a following. But it's a following for no reason.
The majority of their following is bullshit anyways, right?
Maybe, but like I don't get where this is something that you and I have kind of lived through. There were no influencers when we first started bodybuilding.
Correct.
There was bodybuilders. And some people that are younger that are into bodybuilding now don't remember that time, that there weren't influencers. The people you followed in bodybuilding or in health and fitness were bodybuilders. That's it. The number of fitness models were few and far between. Now everyone in their...
You just aged us, dude.
We are pretty old. Now everyone and their mother's a fitness model. A girl who just had 3 kids and then got in shape and did a photo shoot is a fitness model now.
Yeah.
Buy her ebook is what happened after I had kids.
Good for her for getting in shape and doing whatever, right?
And good for... Listen,
but at the end of the day...
We love capitalism.
For sure.
We do. Go make your money. But we're talking about from the consumer.
Yes.
We're not talking about we're not hating on them for making money.
And I
Go make your money.
I was thinking that what you were directing this to was for bodybuilders following influencers and not actual bodybuilders. Excuse me. I did another espresso, dude. But you too.
I do.
Get big meat on the horn, dude. But as far as, like you said, not even a bodybuilder, right? Let's just say your general, I want to be in better shape, whatever.
Yep.
Okay. There's a big misconception of, they think that, oh, well, a girl that bodybuilds and a guy that bodybuilds, like, I don't want to build that much muscle.
That's too much for me.
Guess what? You're not going to look like them. We're not telling you to eat as much food as them. We're not telling you to take the same drugs as them. We're not telling you any of that. But if you follow the training that they did for their body, guess what? You're probably going to be better than sitting at home doing your booty bands.
Yep.
A real ass is not built sitting there doing some kickbacks with an elastiband in your fucking dining room, right?
You guys wouldn't believe how often Greg and I get asked, this isn't going to make me too bulky, is it? Bodybuilding's not easy.
It's not.
You don't just gain muscle overnight.
No.
It's not how it works. Prime example, I've been the same weight.
I was just going to say your example.
Go ahead and pick on me.
No, I'm happy you brought it up, because I was going to be like, hey, Pat, how much do you weigh?
Yep.
What did you weigh last year?
Yep.
I've
weighed the same weight for years now, right?
But his body has drastically changed.
Slowly getting better over the years.
For sure.
But because if you told someone I've lifted weight for 10 years, they'd probably be like, oh, that's all you've done in 10 years? Because there's this misconception that if you start lifting weights, you're just going to get bulky and
if
gain.
You eat a lot of protein and you lift weights, you're going to get massive, guy
huge.
or girl. Wrong.
Huge. So
it's a process.
These I hate this topic. Because
I don't want to talk in circles too much.
I don't want to either, and I'm just so enraged. I don't want to go back and say anything that I've already said. This topic infuriates me because it really doesn't make sense that even if it was a mom who's just looking...
People are just out there glorifying the wrong things. I think that one of the reasons why they get attracted to these people is not even their physiques in the first place, right? They get attracted to what they have. They get attracted to their cars, their purses, their shoes, their watches, their chains, their followers.
Right.
They see the life they're living, and people start falling in love with that because it's what they want.
Yeah.
And then they buy into, well, they look good and their physique is what got them there. And maybe if I do that, I'll look like this and I'll have this. Well, guess what? You're wrong, motherfucker.
Nope. You're just helping them buy that next chain.
Yep.
And that next car.
Or that rented car that's probably not even theirs.
Right. You're just helping pay for that next photo shoot that they're going to have pictures for the next year to post. If you're really
maybe we're doing it wrong, dude.
Maybe we need to do that.
You want to rent a nice Ferrari tomorrow and take some pictures?
Do you want to start an OnlyFans and start?
I already have one.
Like that? Oh.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
DM me for my link and a discount code for the next 30 days.
Feets and teats.
How'd you know? It's actually teat.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said feets and teats, but I only got one titty.
Oh, teat.
Yeah.
Singular.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole...
You get both feet, though.
Oh, feets and teat.
Well, no, feet is plural, my friend.
You could say feets though if you wanted to.
I guess.
That's a whole other thing too. If you, I'm gonna whisper here for the men listening, you idiots.
What are you gonna whisper?
If you think that you're messaging a girl on OnlyFans who has 1 million followers and she's responding to you, grow up.
It's probably a man in Pakistan
Yeah.
saying, "Oh yes, daddy."
Yes.
Thank you for the accent. That really helped
Well,
sell that. That
I was-
really helped. You painted the picture.
Hey.
It really helped. Someone sitting at home was probably like, "These guys are lying," and then you gave the accent, and they're like,
"Oh shit,
they are telling the truth."
Sharon really did sound like that."
Video did sound like she had an accent. Yeah. So don't buy into.
Don't feed into the bullshit.
Don't feed into
All right.
that. If you need help, if you need help on insulin and GH, go to where it makes sense to get that information from.
Duh. Not the guy who probably is eating Doritos in his lunch break and photoshopping his abs in.
I was about to say, or the ones that they do have abs, but it's always like the clickbait photo is like how I eat a pizza a day and still have a 6-pack. Guy. I mean, or girl, whatever. Come on. Stop that nonsense.
See, the difference here, Pat, is I could eat a pizza a day and still have abs, but I'm not going to sell you my ebook.
No, but no. Yes, you could. Hold on.
Yes, I could, but
Hold
it's
on.
because I understand that not everybody can do that.
And besides that, you can do that because you've been training for 20 years and you've gotten to a place where you can do that.
Dude.
The only
Holy
people.
fuck.
Yeah, dude, you're old.
It has been 20 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Crazy, right?
Man, I'm getting older and older.
We should have thrown you an
podcast.
anniversary party. 20
going.
years in the gym. The problem is that the people who see that and go, well, what the heck? I want to eat a pizza today and have abs are the people that don't have abs right now. Yes, just like yourself, maybe not pizza a day because I would feel bad. I have to operate on like how I feel, even though I might look I might look like I have abs still. If I eat a pizza a day, I wouldn't be able to function.
Yes.
The difference is you've built the foundation or I built the foundation, and that person in that picture is either genetically gifted or maybe they have built the foundation to do that. And now they're going to try to sell you on some program where you can eat pizza every day to get 6-pack abs. But listen, if you've got 40 pounds of fat to lose, you ain't eating anything a day to get a 6-pack.
You're not eating anything a day.
You're eating clean, healthy food, not pizza. And
Correct. It's a process, and there's levels to this, okay?
I know.
You need, man, you need to live the life, even if, here, perfect example, right? If you're that person, let's just say you're that 100-pound overweight person and you're following one of these influencers, guess what? Doing what they're doing and the balance, quote unquote, that they have, right?
It's not your balance.
Is not the balance that you should have or what's going to get you to where you want to be. But the balance that a bodybuilder has, which is slim to none, that will be what's going to get you to where you want to be. And then with that, you'll be able to have a little bit more balance and live more like your influencer.
Yep. This is a topic for a totally different day, but a perfect example I have of exactly what you just said is about 6 months ago, I had to have...
Oh, your example is what I just said. So my example. You can take credit for it. Go ahead.
Our example.
Go ahead.
Well, mine's more literal.
Okay. Take credit.
I'm not taking credit.
I'm fucking with you.
Same one. I had a discussion with a client like 6 months ago where I literally had to say, you don't deserve a cheat meal every week. You don't. If you want to make changes, if you want to get to a place where you are a client who deserves to have cheat meals on a weekly basis or have more freedom with their food or which one's over there?
I'm laughing at Alessia.
It's at Alessia?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's both of them.
Now it's both?
Yeah.
Are they pointing at me?
They're dancing with their Valentine's Day balloons in front of the door.
Nice.
Those are my daughters.
Is there 3 balloons?
No, there's 2.
Point I was making. Cute daughters.
You can't have a cheat meal
once
once a week.
and eat it too. Yeah, to make those changes, that balance isn't there. You don't deserve, if you need to make exceptional change, you don't get to have the pizza every weekend balance.
Nope.
You don't get it. You can earn that.
It's funny, dude. It's like those people who are like, oh, you did that in 16 weeks. You did that in 20 weeks. Your client did that in 20 weeks, man. All right, I want to do that with you in 4 months. And you have,
Well, first off, 16 weeks is 4 months.
You know what I mean? Whatever. Okay. Whatever it is.
Big
whether
numbers,
it's
guy.
A 3-week prep or a 3-month prep, 4-month prep, 5-month prep, whatever it is, right? Like that person made those changes in 5 months. I want to do that too, and blah, blah. They don't understand. Do you know what that person did to make those changes?
That person had no cheat meals for 4 months and did an hour of cardio a day.
Plus minus.
Plus minus for 4 months to lose those 25 pounds.
You're not ready for that.
But you think you can have a cheat meal every weekend and you can lose 40 pounds.
Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Do I want all of my clients to get to a place where they can do that? Yeah,
sure.
Obviously.
But I think
to.
That's the misconception is they see these influencers, they see those people living this life, and they think, wow, I can get in shape and I can do that too.
Yeah.
No, you can't. That's not how it works.
Nope.
You need to build a foundation. You need to increase your metabolism. You need to get in a routine, start to build a healthy relationship with food.
Yep. Start to build a little muscle so it helps boost your metabolism naturally. You need
understand what food is actually doing for you. And then in turn, the bad weight will come off, the good weight will come on, and you'll be able to have a little bit more flexibility and be able to maintain a good physique.
Yeah. Then you can have this balance. This quotation mark.
Yes, I was just going to do that.
In that lifestyle type of diet. But until you get to that point, no, you don't deserve it.
You don't. It's like those people, right? I'm going to sound like an asshole.
It's all right. What did I say earlier? Something about not caring about pregnant girls or something?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. That was pretty bad.
So I already said something, so go ahead.
These people, right? Mm-hmm. That have these goals. We went into influencers and stuff like that, and I think we made very good points, but now we kind of are off to a whole other subject, right? Yeah. But I'm down for it.
We're going to title this podcast, We're Here to Influence You to Hate Influencers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because fuck influencers.
Yeah.
Say it with me, Pat.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck!
Influencers, yeah.
So, you don't deserve to have fun, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. But these people who are like, hey, I want to lose 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 100 pounds, guess what? You don't deserve to have fun yet, you know? And I don't even mean that to be a dickhead, right?
No.
I'm not saying, hey, but it's glorifying being unhealthy. It's these unhealthy people that come to you and they say that, hey, I want to lose all this weight, or hey, I have high blood pressure, high cholesterol,
right?
Whatever, the list goes on, right?
Yep.
And I'm pre-diabetic, blah, 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 blah. I want to lose all this weight, yada, yada, yada. Whether they saw it from an influencer or whoever, like, this is what I want to do, whatever. And then you see them every weekend or every other weekend on your Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, whatever, at a bar with a drink in their hand, dancing at 3 a.m. Do you really want to lose 100 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is?
Right, whatever your goal is.
Do you really want to?
Obviously,
because guess what? The person who did lose that much weight probably didn't do what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
People don't want to sacrifice, right? They see all these other people glorifying being in shape and making it look easy, but they don't see the behind the scenes of what it really takes to get into that shape,
correct,
right? If you want to lose 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it may be,
right,
dedicate that year to your life of just being 100% on your A game, working with a professional, only having flexibility when it's deserved and allowed to your benefit, which people don't really get that. Right. That's when coaches give cheat meals, right? When it's actually going to benefit you, okay?
Yep.
And guess what? Then you're probably going to love yourself way more when you do go into that club and dance with that drink in your hand. But going and doing it every weekend and saying that you have this goal, you're just lying to yourself because you're not going to get there.
And you're lying to us.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Nope. We've both had clients, one who I was just making the example about, and you who had one as well, who this past year made like lifestyle clients, dropped crazy weight. We weren't treating them like lifestyle clients in the sense of like, hey dude, go, have every Wednesday, go and have whatever. Have a homemade meal by mom and dad's, and then every Saturday go out and have another cheat or whatever.
Wrong.
It'll be fine. Nope. You're treated like if you're trying to change, if you're trying to make drastic change, 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 40 pounds, a girl who's 5'2", that's big change. You're not getting cheat meals.
No. I mean,
you will again,
periodically when it's allowed.
When it's needed and when it's
Yes.
allowed, but you can't just assume to get into a program and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get a cheat meal every weekend. I'm gonna follow some flexible dieting tips, or I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and it's just gonna come off.
It's not going to happen.
You're not gonna get there. Make the sacrifice. Take the 6 months.
The problem is people don't want to hear that though. No. People want to hear that it's going to be easy.
Dude, I gotta go left knee this way because we're in like the 50-minute.
Do what you got to do, man. I got short legs. People.
Don't go too far back though, because the camera.
Dude, my body's in the same spot. I just move my hips, dude.
Just
it's all
making
in
sure.
the hips. So people want to hear that it's going to be easy. They want to hear that they can have the flexibility. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to literally change your life, you need to do exactly that. You need to change your life. You need to change your day-to-day actions. You need to change your entire mindset, right? And again, I feel like we're talking in circles, but I don't think people truly realize these people, again, unless you're just a genetic freak, right? The people who are healthy, the people who do look the way that most want to look like and glorify, right? Mm-hmm. Guess what they did? They worked. Or they're still working, right? And that's another funny part is people think that they can just, hey, well, I lost 40 pounds. Okay, I'm going to start having fun now because that was my goal. And then they slowly just start creeping back. Well, no, you still have to fucking work.
Doesn't stop.
You were Fat Pat before, right?
I was Fat Pat before.
And I'm not calling you out, but this is a perfect example.
Yep.
Right? Once you saw abs, did you stop working? Nope.
I've gotten messages on Instagram before when I used to post my pizza every Friday, right? Now I'm a little more private with my pizza sometimes.
For sure.
Still express my love.
It's a private thing, dude.
I express my love for it, but I don't like post it every week when I get it, right? Still getting it every week.
Like getting it or like?
Both.
Like American pie in your pizza?
No.
Okay, I hope not, dude. It's hot.
No, that's too much. I just gotta eat it. That's hot. That's a temperature crisis. And I get messages about, well, dude, you can eat a pizza every week, or you can, or I used to post like when I started a cookie company that one time. Remember when we did that?
Yeah, I remember that, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy how all things go to Florida to die. And you post cookies all the time. How you eat those cookies and you look that way? No, I don't eat those cookies and look this way. I look this way because I sacrificed. And within 1 year, when I went from Fat Pat to maybe not so Fat Pat, I dropped a lot of weight. I don't remember the exact number. I want to say at my heaviest, 300 pounds. Yep. I want to say at my heaviest, I was
big.
like 190. And then I want to say at my
390.
390. And then at my lowest, there was a point where I got under like 120 pounds, right? Like there was a lot of weight that was lost. And this is within a weird span of time. It's not like I did it overnight again. But like I sacrificed for quite some time to lose all of that weight. And then once I lost all of that weight, I only started doing more. I got better. Then I started, after I lost the weight awfully. But like, then I started researching. Then I started learning how to train. Then I started learning. And it's only the amount.
Then you hired a professional.
The amount that I've put in has only gotten more and more and more, right? I keep putting more into it to give myself those treats, to earn those things that I get to have. And yes, after doing this for 10 years now, I do get to have a pizza every Friday night.
And you know what though? For those listening, let's play devil's advocate, right? Mm-hmm. That one pizza a week might not even be benefiting you, right?
Currently?
But it's something, hypothetically speaking here. Okay?
Right. No, I'm saying like right now, currently what I'm doing might not be.
It might not be benefiting you, right? Nope. But where you're at and where your goals are, you're okay knowing that you're not going to backtrack much and you're going to have some enjoyment. Yep. But you've accomplished a lot of what you've wanted to accomplish. And yet you still have goals.
Yep.
You've realized that it's the off season. You want to have some sort of social life with your significant other, your family. And what's important to you is You're going to work harder throughout the week so that you can enjoy that with a little less guilt, right? It's not necessarily making you better. We talked about like cheat meals and refeeds and whatever when needed.
Totally
right?
different things. Yeah.
Totally different. Right now you are doing it for enjoyment, right? But it's justifiable, right? Because everything you're doing. Yeah, you're doing that, but then the next morning, what are you doing? You're waking up and you're training and you're doing your cardio. The next day, you're going and you're playing 1 to 2 hours of soccer, right? And guess what? Those next 2 days, you are right back on your meals.
Yep.
So it's not like you're just doing it and just being a piece of shit.
Right.
You know, like you're doing it because, hey, like this is what I want to do to kind of just relieve some steam or whatever.
Right.
But again, you don't have a weight loss goal anymore. You don't have a I need to get in shape goal anymore. Right now, you're supposed to be in a caloric surplus.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be gaining some weight, some libs. And then there's still a point of the year, which I've been doing this for 10 years, and there's still a point of every year where I still don't get that pizza.
Yeah.
Where I still go months where I don't get to have it at all because I need to not have it to get better again.
Yep. I don't know, man. I think a lot of people know, and I'm going to go back to your influencer thing. I think a lot of people know that a lot of what they're doing is bullshit and that they can't get what they want. But because it's the easier route, they want to try it first.
Yeah.
But guess what? We're here to save you the time and tell you.
Yep. You need to suck it up, Buttercup.
Suck it the fuck up. Do the hard shit. And it's typically what pays off.
And get to that goal.
Yeah.
And then go and enjoy your life.
Hire a professional. One that literally has been through the fucking trenches, right?
Not an influencer.
Not an influencer. Someone who has a track record, whether it's them being on stage and putting themselves through the work. And again, we're not even talking about competitors. We're talking about lifestyle people. I will tell you right now, any bodybuilder knows how to fucking diet. Right? They know the sacrifice that it takes to get into shape. And I know not every person listening wants to look like a bodybuilder as their end result on stage, right? But guess what bodybuilders have to do? They have to peel back layers and layers and layers of body fat to present themselves. So what do they know how to do? They know how to sacrifice to peel back layers and layers and layers of body fat, right? So
even a bodybuilder who doesn't want to learn how to bodybuild or how to coach bodybuilders or anything of the matter knows that I start eating X amount of food and then my food gets pulled back. My
expenditure goes up
until I get to a point where all of the unneeded fat comes off.
Yeah.
Even someone who doesn't have any basic, someone who can't read, but went through a bodybuilding prep and did those things would be able to turn and translate that to somebody else.
More so than the person who is born with the God-given genetics or a great lesson in Photoshop.
Bingo.
You know? So find a coach, find a professional who has either A, done the work or proven through their clientele that they can walk the walk.
Yeah. Lastly, this is not an ad for us.
Who's it an ad for?
Any coach, anyone, any credible coach. This is not just a saying.
No, I thought you were gonna say something else. I was fucking with you a little bit.
Like BAM Preps.
Yeah.
Like an ad for BAM Preps.
This is
an ad to get your meals from BAM Preps.
Fucking influencer. Eat BAM Preps and get in the shape that you want to be in.
Best shape of your life.
Mic drop. Boom.
Done. Episode over. No, this isn't an ad for us. This is an ad for anybody who's educated and put in the work to deservedly be a coach and give people solicited information. Not somebody who just goes online because they look a certain way or did a certain workout that they thought was cool.
Yeah, just because somebody knows how to use Instagram or TikTok or whatever better than someone else does not mean that they know how to actually formulate a plan for somebody to successfully get to their goals. They might know what works for them, right? But that doesn't mean that they can help you.
Word.
On that note,
tune in next week for some other crazy things we're going to talk about.
Yeah, dude, I'm hungry, man. I'm going to go eat.
I have to pee. Shocker.
I kind of got to pee too, but I really need to eat before I pee.
I wonder how, before you pee, you're going to eat?
Like, I'm starving.
Oh, all right, dude. Well,
I told you, dude.
We'll get out of here.
Carbs down low, man.
Please like.
shredded.
You are going to be shredded.
Thanks, man.
Before I'm shredded right now.
Thanks, bro.
All right. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, no one shared. We've told people to share. No one shared it.
And we know you're listening, fuckers, because you all come back and you quote us and you say all these things.
You tell us about things that you heard before we
share
even
with your
heard
friends that need to learn.
Yeah.
Or that don't like Rihanna.
You share with your friends that don't like Rihanna, and share with your friends that listen to influencers. You all know a friend who follows an influencer for no reason.
Yep. All the wrong reasons.
All the wrong reasons. Share it with them specifically. Call them out by name.
Say, hey, fuckface, you should listen to Greg and Pat. Or Pat and Greg. That was wrong of me for putting my name first.
I think we switched for whose name is first.
Hey, fuckface, you should listen to Bodybuilding and Business.
There you go.
You
That's
like that
the
shit?
one. All right, guys. Until next time.
See you later.
Bye.